There were two in North Carolina that were completed in 84 for killing 11-year-old girl. DNA evidence, there was no evidence of that around the scene. The DNA evidence proved that they didn't do it. One of them was actually on death row. So, yeah,
you guys have got to behave. You hear me? No barking. No. Come back. Dexter, come here. Thank you. Hi, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. My name is Franny Knight, and I am going to get started our webinar for tonight, the introduction to my one-year Law of Attraction experiment in the Vortex. I'm so glad everybody's here. So just to let you know that I'm still getting the hang of doing these webinars and hangouts, and giving myself a month in September to really get this down. And so when we start the real experiment, which is going to be October 1st, a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, then hopefully I'll have all the bugs and everything worked out, if you can just bear with me tonight. This webinar will last approximately 30 minutes, and we'll have some time for Q&A at the end. If I could get you all to send me a chat message to let me know that you can hear me. I'm going to type a little chat, just in case you can't hear me. And if you would send me back a message, anybody, doesn't matter who, that you can hear me, I really appreciate that. Oh, good. Great. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, so Michelle can hear me. Hopefully everybody else can. And I will be going back and forth from my video over to my PowerPoint presentation to give you all the information that you need to join this one-year experiment. And again, if you have any questions, you're welcome to go ahead and chat, put them in the chat box. I may not be able to get to them to the very end. I'll be glancing over in case somebody is having some technical issues. One of the things that I am going to ask everybody do that joins this experiment is that they learn how to do Google Plus and Hangouts, Google Plus Hangouts, which is what I'm using as my webinar program. And that way, if you can use Hangouts with a video camera attached to your computer, then we can have everybody's pictures up and we can look at everybody who's joining us, and that would be very helpful. That's actually going to be one of your homework assignments. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start my PowerPoint presentation, and I'll be popping back to my video here in a few minutes, but I want to show you some things about what we're going to be doing. So just give me 1 second here. Okay, hopefully that's working for us. Okay, so I'm calling this the Vortex, the one-year Law of Attraction experiment by myself, Franny Knight. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, for those of you joining from across the country. This is going to be countrywide, English-wide. Actually, I'm going to be asking other countries to join us. If you want to continue to come to the introductory seminars, webinars, we're going to have the next one next Wednesday, again at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you can send your friends here. The link to register for that next one is listed right there at webinarjam.net. I'll be sending that out to all those who joined us in an email, so you'll get that link. And so basically, just want to give you a quick little background about why I am doing this, and then we're going to jump into the homework and talk about your participant commitment, and just briefly talk about if you want to donate to the project, and if you're interested in individual coaching, I am going to be offering that, and then a final Q&A. So I'm going to just take about 5 minutes and share with you excuse me, share with you why I'm doing this webinar, what's got me, or this experiment, what's got me into this. And so basically, I started doing the Course in Miracles and Law of Attraction back when I was 28 years old. And I was going through a period when I had gone through a breakup and was trying to find everything I could to deal with the heartache and the pain and not run from it. Anyway, so I discovered the Course in Miracles, and then through that I met a lot of people who were also studying the Law of Attraction. And the Law of Attraction is actually a book by Esther and Jerry Hicks, and they channel an entity called Abraham, which is of 12 different beings that come together to give us some help and tips and messages on what are we really doing here on earth, and can we really have a better life and not have such misery and manifest the things we want. So I read that book, and it was great. And then I read several other books by them, Asking It Shall Be Given. I read Law of Attraction and Money. I read recently The Vortex, and I love that. The Vortex is the one that I'm going to ask as a homework assignment. And I read all of those over approximately 20 years, 22 years, and I really think that it's a great philosophy, a great mindset, but it's also very hard to practice because we have years and years and years of being trained by all of our family and peers and culture, really pretty much opposite of the Law of Attraction. And so if you're like me and you have picked up the Law of Attraction or anything like the Law of Attraction, The Secret, The Power of Intention, anything in Buddhism and living in the here and now, meditation, it's very, very difficult to continue that practice unless you're in a support group, a church, or somewhere that you are getting these messages every day. And so I've been up and down with my ability to manifest what I want over the last 22 years using the Law of Attraction. And many times I get very frustrated with it and in a very down period, and I just don't know what to do sometimes. And one of my recent down periods was about 6 years ago, and during my down period I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not doing what I love to do, and I've tried for years and years to do it and was pretty upset about it. And then I just said, there's got to be a reason. I'm in this dark time, and it came to me that I was supposed to be writing a book. Now this will be book number 2. I've wrote another book called My Purple Dress, and I can send you a link to that if you want to download a copy of that. And this new book title that I felt like I was going to be writing was going to be called F, fill in the blank, Law of Attraction, because I felt like it wasn't working for me. And I believe that it doesn't work for everybody, and everybody gets excited and tries to make it work for them. And I think a lot of people find it very difficult over a period of time. I do have seen people with success with it, but I haven't seen a lot of people with success with it. And again, I believe it's because we're giving these tools in this way of thinking, but we're not giving a way to practice it every day. And that's what I want to do, is help you in this experiment to find ways to practice it and apply it every day and get the support that you need every day. So once I had that down period and said, this is the book I'm going to write, and now it's 6 years later, and I have discovered a couple of things that I feel have been very helpful to me over the last year. Specifically, my life has changed. I have manifested more money than I've ever thought possible. I haven't quite hit the goals that I set a long time ago, but I am very happy with what I have accomplished. Excuse me, just a second, my little lovely Ruby is wanting to talk to you all. Ruby, come here. Come here. Okay. I know there's something out there. Okay, technical issues. Okay, so I've discovered, and one of the big ones is YouTube Abraham Hicks Law of Attraction videos. I listen to those every day. I listen to at least one. They're everywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, and that's the secret sauce to me. It has really, really helped me. The second really big thing that I have discovered over the years is, and I come and go with this, and I know if any of you have been doing this work for any period of time, you know this too, but it's most important that you're authentic with yourself. And that's very, very hard to do. And so that's another focus I'm going to have in this one-year experiment. Okay, so that's my background, and here I am today. And I just recently, I'd say a couple of weeks ago, had a time with law of attraction meditation, and I came up with this idea to do this one-year experiment, because I believe that if I do this experiment, I get enough people participating and staying with me for a year, and the homework and everything that you're going to be doing, that we will see a lot of success because of the commitment, because of the daily activities I'm going to ask you to do, because of the checking in with each other. I think if you're on this and you make this commitment, I can't even tell you how excited I am. I'm excited because I get to be part of it too. And I think all of us here are going to see, and anybody else who ends up joining this by October 1st, I think we're going to just rock. I think it's going to be great. So if you know anybody who you think needs to get their life in gear and get their dreams manifested, I think this is the way it's going to happen. So pass on the word. We'll have our next introductory webinar next Wednesday. Okay, so I'm now going to go back over to my PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to talk about the commitment that I'm asking, because one other thing, I hope to write this book by the end of the year, and my goal is to do an experimental method that I learned in my Women's Spirituality PhD program at CIIS that's called the ethnographic research. And ethnographic research is basically looking at what happens during a process without any real hypothesis or theory, but just to find out what works within that group. A lot of anthropologists, a lot of sociologists do this type of research. So I'm going to be, part of the homework assignments and commitment that I'm asking you to make is part of the actual research that I want to do. So it'll become more clear as I continue to do this, but it's important to make these commitments and do some of the homework that I'm asking you to do to help me with my research. Okay, so let's go back over, and I'm going to pull up these slides again. Hopefully I can do it. Oh, I'm getting so good at this. Yay! Okay, so get caught up here. These were just some of the books that I have read over the years, just a few of them. A book I read last year I would also recommend by Pam Grout called E Squared, and it's 9 do-it-yourself energy experiments that prove your thoughts create your reality. That book really helped me, that I read last year, along with Law of Attraction, so I'll be talking about that book as well. Again, the YouTube videos, there's a bunch of them. The one I just watched today is this website. It was phenomenal. It was 30 minutes long, and I took so many notes that I'm going to be sharing throughout the year. It's great, great, great. Okay, so here's your commitment. This is what I ask. You commit to 1 year of showing up to the webinars, weekly webinars, and reporting in your homework accomplishments or not. If you don't get them done, just show up and say, hey, I didn't get them done. I'll get them done next week. If you can't show up, you know, it's okay. Send me an email. Let me know what's going on. No worries. I'm not going to kick you out of the program because you didn't show up a few times. But if you're starting to feel like you're not going to show up a lot, and I would like for you to make a decision that maybe you should step out, that you're not making the commitment like you thought. If you do that, all you need to do is send me an email that you're leaving the program with just kind of why. It's maybe just not working out for you, too much commitment, et cetera, et cetera. And then at the end of the year, on around September 30th, 2015, when we're done with this, then I would also like for you to send me another email and just say, hey, this is what happened to me over the year. And it'd just be great. That'll help me with my experiment. I will send out reminder emails to everybody, so you'll know when it's time to send me an email. Also, you'll agree to be included in any of my research write-ups and the book for this experiment. We'll have some consent forms for you to sign. We can change your name if you don't want your name in the book, no problem about that, but just some of your experiences I will be reporting on. And you agree to do as much of the suggested homework as you can. That's all. I'm not going to follow anybody around, but that's what I would like to see happen. Okay, so here's the homework. So first off, I want you to be writing a spiritual autobiography. And the spiritual autobiography is just where has your spiritual life come from, starting from the time you were young, what your family's religion or spirituality or not was, what were some of the major milestones that gave you a sense of your spirit, your religion, your soul. Maybe you had a turning point where you didn't feel like that was in existence. Maybe you turned and are a believer in atheism. But just write down some of the stories of your life that relate to spirituality, worldview, what happens to you after you die, where did you come from, those sorts of things. That is not something that's going to happen very quickly. I wrote my spiritual autobiography for the Women's Spirituality PhD program I was in, and we were under a deadline. It took me about a month to write, but I just would like for you to be working on it throughout this year. Number two, I would like for number two to have a list of this before we start October 1st, and that is to write your goals, dreams, desires, call it a bucket list, whatever it is that you would love to manifest in your life. 3, what would you do? I want you to write this down, and all these could change throughout the year, but what would you do if money wasn't an issue in your life? If you had all the money in the world, and you didn't have to worry about it anymore, what would you do every day? What would your day look like? Where would you live? Who would you live with, by, around? What would your day's activities consist of? And I want you to really just take money completely out of the scenario. And I want you to write that down, and I want you to journal about that. Number 4, read The Vortex by Esther Hicks Abraham. Number 5, and again, 3, the only one that I really want you to have done before October 1st is number 2. And again, that can change as well, but I would like for you to have those goals set up. Number 3, number 4. 4 would be great, reading The Vortex. If you could read that would be great before the first webinar in October. Learn Google Hangouts, optional by camcorder for your computer so we can all see each other. Number 6, write in a daily journal. And this is very important. This is another one of the key pieces to what I believe has been my success in using the law of attraction and manifesting the things I want in my life. And in your daily journal, we'll be talking about some things every week, what you could be writing in the journal, but basically writing, were you in the vortex today? If you're writing in the morning, how are you going to stay in the vortex? If not, why not? What feelings did you recognize today? We're going to talk a lot about feelings. Law of attraction is a lot about where your feelings are. That's big, 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 big. 4, did you do your LOA devotion? And that's just, devotion to me is you read something, listened to something around law of attraction that day. Did you do a switch? And a switch is, I was going down a path of non-law of attraction energy out of the vortex, and I caught myself, and I did something to switch myself into the vortex or closer to the vortex. 7, listen to Abraham Hicks YouTube recording. And number 8, join the weekly webinar. First one's going to be October 1st. Again, if you can't make it, just send me a quick email. Just let me know what's going on. And that's it. That's the homework. Okay. I'll just get through the rest of these slides, and then we'll open this up to Q&A. I am going to be setting up a GoFundMe project. It's and you'll be getting an email on that, just to ask for any donations as I go through this year, and hopefully to do the experiment and the write-up and to get the book published. It's going to be optional, really. It's just if you feel like you're getting something out of it or you just want to help. I'll have that set up. If you'd like to get one-on-one coaching from me, I am offering a $99 a month bi-weekly phone consultation. If you want to go to that, you can go to frannytrains.com / just go to the store. You'll see that there. If anybody wants some individual coaching, I'd love to help you with that. Okay, that's it. Let me stop sharing here. Bring back up my mugshot, maybe. Okay. I'm back. All right, so does anybody have any questions that I can answer right now? If you want to put them in the chat, I can answer them. If you feel like you've got it, you're cool, you're ready to go, you can join me every week this month. Basically, I'm going to be covering the same thing I just covered. So you don't have to, but it'd be nice if you want to come and practice your Google Hangout technique and get your camera working and chatting. And if you do any of the homework assignments from week to week in the month of September, you want to share those with me and chat with me about them. We'll do this at the end, at the Q&A. This would be the time that we can discuss any of the homework that anybody has done, or just questions or ideas, or just want to share something about what's going on for you. So if anybody has any questions, please do so right now, and I'll just wait a few minutes. If not, we'll end the webinar, which Ruby will be glad because she wants to go outside. Can you all still hear me? Oh, yes. Okay. So thank you, Michelle. Michelle asked, do you have all the homework stuff written down somewhere? I will email you the PowerPoint presentation I just went through that has the homework assignment. I will work on just putting it in a regular Word document. For right now, I'll send that to you in the PowerPoint presentation so you have that homework. Great question. Anybody else? Anybody excited? Excited? Y'all can tell me what your goals are. See if if you have your video up, you could start doing the Hangout with me. We'll work on that. Okay, I think I will end this. If you want to send me an email, I'll type in my email here real quick and pass the word on. Okay, Michelle, I hear you. I'll get you don't need to write it. I will, yay, Michelle, you excited? Yay, I'm so excited. Anyway, I will, please pass the word. Get people to join up. I don't really have a limit of how many people we're going to have in here. I think whoever shows up will be the right number. So, yay, Rebecca, the Spiritual Autobiography's ongoing assignment then? Yes. Yes, you don't have to get it done. I think it's something, the purpose of it is to just really do some deeper exploration of where you've been with your spiritual life. And you probably have it in your head, we all do, but to write it out, I know from my psychology background that writing is therapy, and I believe that by writing the story, your timeline of where you've come from, it's very rich. I loved when I wrote mine, and I just highly recommend. So yeah, so nothing that you're going to turn in. It's really just for you. We may ask about it, but I think you'll make it an ongoing experiment, an exercise right now. Okay. Again, and I have, if you see posted up here, to register for the full experiment starting on October 1st. If you want to go ahead and get registered for that, you can do that. That's the link that I have up there. I'll be sending that out in an email. Also, if you want to pass it on to anybody. So, all right, great. Thank you, and I'll see you next Wednesday. If I don't see you next Wednesday, I will probably see you at least October 1st. Okay, thanks so much. I'm ending the session now. Bye-bye.